Hello the internet, my name's Laura and welcome back to my channel. Today I have moved all of my plants inside because it got very cold and my place is a mess. I'm going to show you guys in a second, but yeah, everything's kind of a mess. So if you want to see my mess, stick around. Okay, so I did a little bit of reorganizing, but obviously I had to bring in like my Alocasias, my Queen of the Nights there, my Ficus rubber trees, but I got a whole bunch of crud on there. I have boxes of plants that I brought in. I just kind of have them shoved everywhere that I can shove them. And then I'm going to have to organize. Oh, and there's some over there too. But I did buy another one of these shelves that I'm going to put in this space. And then I'm going to have some more space for plants, obviously. And you may have noticed I put up curtains or a curtain bar and curtains, and this obviously right now I'm not using it, but these I can put them over the windows to kind of help with the light, because I really like filming here, but the light coming in from that window has really been a hassle. So when I'm not using them, they sit right here in the middle and look very nice. And then when I'm filming and it's during the day, I will like pull them in front, and I'll just have to see. I'm gonna have to figure out how that'll work with the plants, like pulling them across or whatever, but I'll figure it out, even if I have to move the plant slightly farther away from the window or something like that. But I am going to be reorganizing for a bit, I guess, after I put the shelves together. And then I will show you guys the effect, or then I will show you guys what it looks like after I'm all done. And very likely coming up soon is going to be a plant tour, because I really kind of want to go over everything, and kind of I just want to go over everything and show you guys all my plants real up close and all that kind of stuff. And we'll see if I'm getting to the point where I have to start making more than one video for my plant hauls, because I definitely have a lot of plants. But we'll see. Okay. So I will be back after I have finished cleaning up stuff. Today I have finally decided that it is time to do my plant tour. I've gotten everything kind of organized from when I brought all my plants in. I decided that once I got everything all kind of nice looking, that I really wanted to do an actual plant tour. I am, however, going to kind of skip over my begonias, just because I have so many of them. I kind of want to do like a begonia tour, and just show off just them, which, you know, so you'll see them, but I'm not going to like dwell on them. And I've got everything looking pretty nice right now. I wanted to make it look nice for you guys. And you can see this is my curtains in effect. I didn't pull this one over because I actually have plants in that window that I want to be part of the tour, and so right now I don't have that one closed, but this one is doing a pretty good job of blocking the light and giving me nice ambiance. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do today, is my fall 2020 plant tour. Okay, so we're going to start over here and kind of go around. I have my Peacock Plant that has grown tons since I got it. I just really love these leaves with the variegation on them. This plant is absolutely huge, and it doesn't fit in here really well, and I'm not even sure if this is going to be enough light for it, because the light obviously is all the way up here. I was considering planting it outside, but I don't really have a good place for it. So I'm going to have to consider that for a while because it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of huge. I don't have a lot of space for huge. I have my Ficus Burgundy / Taneki. I think it's actually supposed to be a Burgundy, but it doesn't have a lot of the red on it, which is actually exactly what I wanted. These leaves are just kind of gorgeous. This is the newest one that just came in. It's looking really, really nice. And I actually like how these leaves almost kind of, the green here is almost turns blue. And then it's got the red, like, veins all going through it. And then it's got the awesome variegation pattern. So, yeah, all these leaves are just really gorgeous looking. This is my Brugmansia, which I just brought in from outside because it had a cricket in it. I brought it inside and then my husband was hearing a cricket and found that it was coming from this pot. So it sat on my porch for a while. I just brought it in. It has been doing rough the entire season. I tried fertilizing it and that seemed to help for like 2 days, but it keeps dropping like yellow leaves. Like the leaves just keep turning yellow and it just keeps dying. So I'm not exactly sure what's wrong, but I'm going to figure it out. It seemed to last year do a really good job inside. But then it got mealies and spider mites, both. And it was actually one of the biggest infestations of mealies that I've ever had. And so then I put it outside, and of course that kind of killed them all. But so we're going to see what we can do. And it has these beautiful little bug carcasses on the end because I know that you guys were so interested in that. Oh, it also is, however, flowering. So I don't know. It's obviously not dying. It's just not thriving. And I still have to figure out how to do that. So, okay. Then back here, kind of wedged in, we have my Alocasia Regal Shield, which the leaves that it grew while it was outside are absolutely huge. And then it's got one that's coming and is kind of stuck. Let's fix that. Okay, there. So I don't know how big that one's going to be. It also has a little puppy down in there that is growing. So we're going to see how this does inside. I might just get a string of small leaves while it's inside. And then I'll put it back outside next year and it will get big leaves again. So this is my Philodendron Michaelis finale. We had one leaf that kind of never really came out properly. And then we had one leaf that came out well. And we've got another leaf coming out there. It seems to be doing okay. This is a plant that I really want to change the soil on. I think it just has coconut core. I really want to repot it at some point, but it's doing okay. It just seems to dry out very fast. Maybe it needs to be uppotted. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I have my little cocoon plant, which I just recently realized had mealybugs. And so I sprayed it down with neem oil, and a lot of the mealybugs that are on the top here are kind of, have turned, orange and are dead, but I'm going to have to decide whether or not I want to try and go through that plant and get mealybugs out, or if I'm just going to give up on it, because some of these succulents, I mean, they get mealybugs and they've got so many little nooks and crannies that it's nearly impossible to get all of the mealybugs out of there. So I'm going to have to make a decision on that plant. This is my Christina Marginata. If you guys remember last year, it was just sticks. And then it went outside and it's been doing really, really well. And so it has grown up and it looks like an actual plant now, so that's really cool. I have my Ficus Elastica, which the leaves need to be a little bit cleaned, but it's doing really well. I got so much new growth on it this summer that I'm really, really happy with it now that I'm taking care of it really well. And obviously That's actually really, really pretty, even though it means that the leaf is dying. But and then back here I have my Alocasia California, which has been living outside exclusively since I bought it. There's like a whole bunch of babies in here. It's kind of hard to even show all of it. But we're going to see how it ends up doing inside because it hasn't ever been inside before. And next to it is I have my Queen of the Night, which this is the plant that bloomed. And it's been looking really, really rough since then. And I'm wondering, I think I might need to fertilize it. But the leaves are just looking very, very unhappy. And there were 2 plants in there, and I removed one because this one, like, it's doing okay on water. Like, it's nice and firm, but the other one was getting, like, it needed water, and I couldn't water the one without watering the other, and so I removed it, obviously. And I guess that one's right here. It's also super tall. So I had to actually tie it up here because I don't have another tomato cage to put it in, and we're just going to have to kind of see how it does. I think it's doing better, but I'm not positive. The soil is still wet though, so. In here I have my Elsovia Dianthoflora, which is, I think I'm starting to finally figure out how to take care of that. It did flower for me. I think I showed a little bit of it. It gets these white flowers that are, like the edges of it look kind of ragged, but it's really cool looking. And then back in here, I have my, I'm trying to get it, my my string of dolphins, which has been doing really, really rough. I've been having a lot of trouble with it. I think I'm finally starting to get it under control, but it's just kind of hanging out back here, so. And then, yeah, there's the begonia that I'm not showing you guys, so. I have my Philodendron Red Emerald that I got in a plant trade from Hawaii that's looking really, really good. It's putting out new growth. And then there's I actually cut it so that there were two plants, and so it's growing more growth on that one. This is my third Queen of the Night, which this is the one that I grew myself. And it put on a lot of growth in the past year, like when I actually figured out what I was doing, like with plants. It really took off, and it probably is going to need its own tomato cage before too long, because it's just so long. Back here, I have I have a bunch of succulents, really. Bear's Paw, Peperomia Graviolence, Copper Spoons. There is a Aloe Pink Blush and an Aloe Christmas Carol back there. This is an Echeveria that I know the name of, but I cannot remember it off the top of my head. And then my little Gastria Little Warty, which is just cool. I love the way that one feels. And this is my recovering Agave Americana that I got in a plant trade. It's doing pretty well. There's a new little leaf coming in there. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's got the little spike on the end. Then we have my Firestorm that has not lost its coloring from outdoors yet. My huge Bear's Paw that is doing really, really well. I need to clean off the leaves a little bit. I have my little succulent propagation guy. I have a couple succulent arrangements there. I have my agave tricolor, which I really love and has luckily put on some good growth. It was putting on some, like, really, I don't have enough sun growth, and then I finally put it in enough sun and it started growing some really nice growth. I have those are my begonia cuttings. I actually cut off some of my Queen of the Night and put it in there to propagate. I have a Crassula jade plant that is just kind of hanging out back there. And then I have this cactus, which is really tall. All right, hold on. It was not doing anything, and then it finally started growing again from the top. So it's got a lot of plant that doesn't do much. I'm thinking of possibly cutting it up so that it can not just be this big long stick. But that's why it has to be in the window. It doesn't fit on any of my shelves. And then down here, I have a whole bunch of my Haworthias, Tessellata, Cooperii, my Varagata Cooperii, my key lime. I have my big Christmas carol. It has a bunch of babies. These other Haworthias that I have the names of but don't remember. I have my ghosty back there. I have my ruby slipper plants here and my painted Echeveria. So this is kind of supposed to be like my succulent section. I've been having trouble, obviously, with my Haworthias not getting enough light, which is odd because they not really need a lot of light. And so I'm trying, I actually bought a grow light, and it's off right now because it's really bright, but I'm going to see whether or not that helps them grow more compact. Like this Spexii, Haworthia Spexii is just going all over the place. So, okay, so up here, this is my string of bananas, which was doing super awesome outside. It very, very much loved it. And the leaves look really, really healthy. I have my Cebu Blue, which has been growing. So that is doing very well. And my Micans. Philodendron Michaelis, which is just loving life up here. It's not trailing very much. All of the leaves, see, are like going up. So, I don't know. I'm letting it do whatever it wants to do. Down here I have my little baby black cardinal, which is still a bit in recovery mode. I have my Peperomia Graviolence that's really just kind of gone everywhere. I think I'm going to have to kind of trim it back and then like repot, you know, and just see if I can make it look a little fuller, but not quite so crazy everywhere. This is my Light Prince. It is a lipstick plant, a variegated lipstick plant. These leaves are very, very fuzzy. I ended up getting it as a terrarium plant, and I got it because it was variegated and fuzzy. But I didn't know what it was for the longest time. I finally found out what it was. They apparently bloom really, really pretty. And it has put on a ton of growth since I've gotten it. So, at some point I feel like I want to try and propagate it so that I can make it a little fuller. But I have not gotten the nerve for that yet. I also have my Christmas cactuses in here. I'm pretty sure that is peach one, and this is pink, but obviously I can't tell. That is the begonia shelf. What do we have down here? We have my Rickrack Cactus, which is doing really, really well and has put on a ton of growth since I've gotten it. Then we also have this Sansevieria, which has actually put on no growth since I put it in here. So, it's hanging out. In there I have my Silver Sword Propagations. That one, the one leaf that was on there kind of yellowed and died. But the node is still healthy. It's starting to put out a little bit of growth, and then this one obviously has some leaves on it, and it's starting to grow roots, so that is wonderful. Let's see. Alright, we have my larger Philodendron Black Cardinal, which is doing really well. This looks like one, I thought that this would be kind of like a more compact plant, but it looks like it almost wants to climb, so it's possible at some point I'm going to have to get a moss pole for it. I don't know. This is the rest of my Philodendron Silver Sword, which is still doing great, and then eventually, obviously, it will start putting out some growth here. I have my Giffenbachia that I really thought was going to die for the longest time. Is actually starting to do really well now. I have a Peperomia Tousofolia Varagata. And some of the, it's kind of going in and out of having its variegation. Like, this used to be a lot more white. But that's just kind of how it is, unfortunately. I still like it. And then I have my other one over here, and this one actually only ever had the lime green variegation on it, so. And I have my Adenium, which I am learning how to water because it flowered the once, and then it tried to put out new buds, and then they kept dying and falling off, and I think it's because I was underwatering it, but I'm, you know, obviously nervous about overwatering it, so I'm going to have to figure out that balance. I have my Calathea Macayana, which unfortunately I had to wipe off some pests, and I think the neem oil, like, really, it did not like that at all. So I probably should have rinsed it off afterward, and now I know better, but, and then I have my Prince of Orange, which just put out this new leaf that is absolutely gorgeous, but just damaged. I don't know. Usually they say when plants come out, or leaves come out damaged, that it means it has pests. I have not found anything on this yet, but I'm going to have to look, I think, a little more closely, because, I mean, that's gorgeous, but I don't want my plants to be, or my leaves to be misshapen, so. Down here we have my two Hoyas. We have my Hoya Crimson Princess, which is finally starting to put out some new growth. It went through a lot when I got it. It also has a couple of mealies, but only a few, so I can keep an eye on that. And then I have my Hoya Compacto, which has been putting out a lot of new growth, which is really great because it didn't do anything for a really long time either. I have my other Christmas cactus here that's put on a whole bunch of new growth this year, which is great. This is my peperomia that I thought was a watermelon peperomia, but it turns out it is actually not. It is a different type of peperomia that still has the striped leaves, but, you know, it's cute. Maybe one day I'll actually get an actual peperomia. This is my Philodendron Birkin that has just put out this new leaf that has so much more white on it, and it is super cute. So I'm very happy with that. I have my little baby Prince of Orange. And then I gotta show you guys this. I have tiny baby Prince of Orange. I was sending my one Prince of Orange out on a plant trade, and I accidentally knocked this off. And it had a root on it, and so now I'm trying to see if I can save it. It's a little baby Prince of Orange. I don't know if I will be able to or not, but... then I have my Premulena, not my Premulena, well, those are Premulenas. I have my Pendicula that is just, it's doing terribly. I don't know what happened. It's just kind of been, I'm trying to propagate it, but it's looking really, really terrible. And we're going to see if it survives, but I'm not holding out really very much hope because it's... Then I have my Premulenas, which have been doing gangbusters. Just like I would, like that one when I got it, I was like, oh, it did really well. I wonder if the rest of them will do well, and they have been. This one's trying to flower, but I don't know, the flowers are just kind of curling around. I don't know. I thought they were supposed to come up, but they're not. So we'll see what they end up doing. But the plants themselves are doing really, really well and putting on a lot of new growth and beautiful growth. So, all right, down here I turned off the light because this is the one that has the pink and blue grow lights. You can't even really see the plants with that. So it's a little dark under here. I apologize, but it looks like you can kind of see everything. I have my variegated elephant bush back there that almost died last year, and it's coming back pretty nice. I have my Aloe Pink Blush, which is doing very, very well. This is my Aloe Mosaica, which I just love the look of this plant. It's just really, really awesome with its like, it's got red spikes. It's kind of hard to see it in this coloring. Oh, there we go, that goes. It's got the red spikes and the really cool green pattern on it, so I just love that plant. I have my little Echeveria rubria, or Proposum that just kind of hangs out back there. And it's just loving life. I have my little, this is my Variegated Bears Paw. It's been doing pretty well, but it's growing kind of weird. So we'll see how that goes. Man, I have a lot of Aloe Christmas Carols and pink blushes. I think I might need to like trade some of those away or something like that. That's my new Aloe Snowstorm that I just got, and my Variegated Opuntia, which is currently in there rooting. I've never rooted a cactus before, but I think it'll be fine. There's my favorite little cactus back there, just living his best life. I have my little hairy Echeveria here. I have the little cactus. Unfortunately, I don't know the names of a lot of these, but I have this cactus. I got it. It was one of the ones with the flower on it, but the flower had fallen off, and I got it because I liked it. I didn't realize it had a flower on it, but it'll be okay. And then I have my little prickly pear seedling. I just got that in a trade. I'm really excited to see what that one does. I have my string of turtles, which has just been, it's been growing crazy ever since I got it. And it's just so cute, and I'm hoping, eventually I can turn it into a bigger pot. And I have my Crassula Calico Kitten, which, if you can see the color on there, this grow light up here is annoying because it's the pink and the blue, but it really does sun stress the stuff that I put under here, so that's really awesome. I have my Variegated Jade, which had some pests in it. I kind of cut it back a little bit. I have my Echeveria Lola, which it's getting taller, but it's still really, really nice and compact, and it's just doing awesome. I have my Philodendron Brantianum, which unfortunately the leaf kind of bent a little bit. It's still alive, but it's looking a little sad right now, but I moved that into an actual pot, and we're going to see how that does. The roots on it look great, so it should be doing pretty fine. I have my Sundew here that has been doing pretty awesome. There's actually 2 plants in there. Like there's a second one kind of pushing the top one out. I'm not going to mess with it right now. Because, yeah. And then I have this little Echeveria here that's it's been doing really good. I think it was dying for a while, and then I just kind of stuck it in a pot and watered it a little bit, and then it kind of came back. Succulents are kind of great like that. And then down here, I have my begonia propagation boxes. I have been keeping video like every week or so, and eventually that video is going to come out when, but right now you guys can kind of see that they're still hanging out down here, obviously, and they're doing pretty well. We had a little bit of a problem. You'll find out about that in the video when it comes out, but we're still going, so. Alright, and my last little oasis, I brought my Triscanthia Nanook in, and all the little brown spots on the leaves have just been getting huge. When it was outside, it was really just kind of holding steady, and then as soon as I brought it in, like those were just 2 tiny little dots on the leaf, and they're just, I don't even know what's going on with this plant. It's not dying, it just looks really, really nasty because of all the brown bits. And if I cut them off, there's more. So I'm just kind of, at this point, I'm just going to kind of let it grow and see what happens. I'm hoping that eventually, like, the new growth will just come in without the browning on it, and then, I can, like, propagate that, and I'm not really sure. Okay, I have my Bird of Paradise, which has put on a lot of new growth since it's been outside. That's a new leaf. This is a new leaf. It's got another little leaf coming in down there. That plant has a little leaf coming in. Then I have my purple shield, which I still haven't cleaned up. But I just love the color on those leaves. I'm probably going to like just trim this whole thing back. Like pinch it down and then let it regrow the next year. So, but it did pretty well. The only problem I had with this plant was that it obviously wanted a lot more water than I was giving it outside. It kept drooping but then I would water it and it would be fine. So it's definitely not the type of plant that's just going to die, you know, because it didn't get water, which is good because I am not great at watering plants all the time. I have my Alocasia Purple Sword, which has been doing pretty awesome. I got some new growth, some new leaf growth without losing the old leaves, and so it's kind of filling out a little bit. I have my Calathea Musica back there, which has been doing pretty gangbusters. Really happy with that. I have this Allocation, which I still don't know the name of it, but it just put out a new leaf. This one here. And I'm finally apparently watering it such that I don't get these little curls of it didn't unfurl perfectly. I actually have two, this one and this one, that both have completely unfurled. My African Poly, that leaf, I just stare at that leaf. Isn't that gorgeous? I grew that leaf while I had it. It came in and it started growing like new shoots out of the base, and they turned brown and like died, and I'm like, oh god, I'm not gonna be able to keep this plant alive. And then this leaf grew, and it is so much larger than any of the leaves that were in here before. Like, those are the leaves that were in here before. It's just absolutely huge. And then the other plant is just putting one out back there. So this leaf grew entirely in my care. Like, it wasn't even starting to grow when I got the plant. So I'm hoping that means that this one is going to grow really nice in my care. That would be great. Because, I mean, look at that. I just love that leaf. Like, I am just in love with that leaf. Alright, I have my Syndapsis argyrius here, which has been doing pretty well. I just repotted it, and it's kind of enjoying this new pot that it's hanging out in. And at some point I'm probably gonna... What are you doing? Let go of that. I didn't even realize it was that long. I'm probably gonna trim it back and like fill out this top thing. And then I have my ridiculous Tridescanthia, which I really feel like I need to give it its own, like, hanging thing. You know? Like, because it just, I don't even want to trim it. It's just doing so well, and it's not going to get great light here because, like, the light's there, and it's... But this was the only place I could put it because it was so tall, and I can't even put it down on the pot because the, like... This is just all like one big tangle down here. And so I can't even set it on something. It has to be hanging. Unless I wish to like cut stuff off and whatever. So that plant is awesome. I really need to figure out what I'm going to do with it. So, and this plant this is the only plant I have in my bedroom. I needed something to put in this corner. And this plant seems to be doing a pretty good job here. It gets some light. And as you can see, I have my cat tree right next to it. I am apparently blessed by two cats that do not chew on things. And my one cat loves just being like under, like just sitting under there because it's like, I guess it's cover or something like that. Oh, there goes Copper. Ignore the fact that she's pretending to chew on it. She doesn't really chew on it. This thing's been here for like a week now, and none of the leaves have vanished. But I just was going to stick this in here because, like I said, this is the only plant up here, and it is doing well up here. So, in the continuation of plants that are not downstairs, this is my Sansevieria that I literally have not watered all year. And when I did try and water it, it went yellow. So, oh. The leaves are drooping a little bit, so I'm feeling like maybe I need to actually water it a little bit, but I'm kind of scared to. But it's been doing pretty well in here, so. All right, here is the overview for the guys over here. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a begonia tour that just focuses on my begonias, just because I have so many of them. And my cute little elephant. But this is the overview of all of that. So, alright, if you like this video, go ahead and like this video. If you have any questions about any of these specific plants, go ahead and let me know. If you'd like to stick around and see more of my plants or my begonia tour, then go ahead and subscribe. And thank you very much for spending some of your time with me today and looking at my wonderful plants. I will see you guys in the next video. All right, bye-bye.